All right, so once you are in your comfortable seat, just let the palms rest in the lap. It can be up or down, whatever's more comfortable. Allow your shoulders to draw down and relax, and then gently close your eyes. And it may take a moment or two for the movement in the eyes to settle. Start to feel the muscles in the face soften and relax. And notice where your center of gravity is right now. If you're leaning a little farther forward or back than that point, or more to the right or left side. So see if you can just center your spine right over the back of the hips. Letting the spine feel suspended and long as you root down through the base of the spine into whatever you're sitting on. And also draw up through the spine and out the crown of the head. So lengthening in both directions. And just start to notice how you're feeling physically right now at this point in the day. Any part of your body that you're aware of right now, or any place that you need to pay attention to during our postures tonight. And then start to notice your own breath. And where you feel yourself expand on the inhalation phase, and where you contract on the exhalation phase. And simply allow the breath to move in and out freely without any holding along the way. Washing in and out of the body. And count to yourself 10 more slow, steady breaths here. And after those 10 breaths, you can float the eyes open. Keep the breath nice and fluid. The next time you inhale, open the arms and reach up over your head. Exhale, you're going to twist to your left, split the arms open, wrapping the left forearm behind the back, and the right hand is going to gently press outside of the right knee for a seated twist. Each time you inhale, sit up tall again through the spine, and as you exhale, find a little more rotation. And you can turn your head to look over the back shoulder as well, bringing a little more rotation through the neck. One more deep breath in, and exhale, release the twist and face forward. Again, inhale, reach up. Exhale, twist to the right, splitting the arms open. The right arm wraps around the lower back. Left hand's going to press outside of the right knee. Turning your head to look over the back shoulder and feeling the twist move with your breath. Lengthening the spine as you breathe in, rotating the spine as you breathe out. One more deep breath in. Exhale and release the twist. Good. Uncross your legs and you're going to take them out in front of you. You can stay sitting on whatever you're on. And we're going to bend the knees and take the feet about as wide as your yoga mat, so much wider than your upper body. Lean forward and hold on to the shins or the ankles. Take a deep breath in and sit up tall. Tuck your chin as you exhale. Fold the upper body through the legs for tortoise pose, letting your head drop completely so that your neck lengthens. Each time you inhale, feel the size of your waist expand, as well as your lower back. And as you exhale, feel heavier down through your spine. The next time you inhale, slowly roll yourself back up, coming out of that fold. Good. You can come down off of whatever you were sitting on. If you had support, you can move that aside for now. And we're going to take a seat directly on the mat. You can support yourself with your hands behind your back and extend your legs out in front of you. Point the toes, squeeze the shoulder blades together, and then lift your ribcage and chest as high as you can, arching through the upper back. And you can tilt your chin up toward the ceiling a little bit. You don't have to drop your head fully back if that doesn't feel good for your neck. And each time you inhale here, exaggerate the expansion across the rib cage. One more deep breath in, and exhale. Release, let the ribcage come down. Bend your knees here, hold the back of the legs. We're going to tuck the chin and roll down to the back. Once you are down on your back, you can adjust yourself on your mat if you're not where you want to be. Let's straighten the left leg in front of you and bring the right knee into the chest. And just pause here for a few breaths, allowing the right knee to move in toward the upper body. Just gently coming toward you as you exhale. And actively reach through the left leg, pressing all the way out through the heel like that foot was pushing against a wall. We're going to keep the right knee here, but open the arms out to the side in a T position. We're just going to do a little hip flexor strengthening here. I want you to reach your right heel up toward the ceiling, and if the hamstring is tight, you can lower the leg a little bit until the leg straightens. The next time that you inhale, slowly lower the right leg until it just hovers above the floor. And then exhale, slowly return to the start. We're going to do that 4 more times. Inhale and lower the leg. Exhale, bring it back up. Take that at the pace of your own breath. Try to keep your core and pelvis stable as you do this. And after that last round, once the leg comes up, bend the knee toward you again, give the knee a little hug toward the upper body, and then release that leg to the floor. Okay, let's switch sides. Bring the left knee to the chest. You can hug the front of the shin as you guide that leg toward you. Taking a few deep breaths here to help release the lower back. And then very actively reach through the right leg, strengthening it so that it not only pushes forward through the heel, but also the hamstring presses down toward the mat. And let's open the arms out to the side again in that T position. Raise the left leg up as you extend the knee. You can lower it if the hamstring is tight. And then let's try the reverse breathing pattern. So the next time you exhale, lower the leg until it just hovers above the mat. And then inhale, bring the leg slowly back up. Exhale, slowly lower, staying stable through the rest of the body. Inhale, slowly raise the leg. 3 more at the pace of your own breath. After that third repetition, bend the left knee in, give it a little hug again toward your upper body, and then release that leg down to the floor. Okay, let's bend both knees, planting the feet about hip width apart. You can take your arms out to the side again. We're just going to roll the spine up and down through bridge to help stretch the front of the hip flexors. Inhale, lift the hips and spine up, and exhale, roll back down. Let's take that 3 more times. Inhale, rolling up until the front of the hips are long. Exhale, let it go. Twice more at your own pace. And then once the hips are back down, let's bring the feet all the way together and float the knees and legs open out to the sides. Reclined bound angle pose. Really let go through the front of the hips, let them lengthen and release any remaining contraction. And if they're not letting go or you still feel a little energy there, you can grab blocks and place a block outside of each of your knees. And you can close the eyes here. Take 5 to 10 more breaths. And the next time that you exhale, gently bring your knees back together again. Okay, let's bring the right knee into the chest again. You can slide the left leg down in front of you. And we're going to open the right knee out to the side so it's a little wider than the upper body. And then lift your head and shoulders, reach inside of the leg and take the heel with your right hand. Once you have that, lie back down. If this is intense enough, you can stay right here. If you want a little more, press the foot against the hand, lifting it up toward the ceiling for reclined lunge pose. Keep the left leg active and straight, pressing all the way through that heel, grounding the back of the left hip to the mat. And see if you can feel the 2 opposing energies in this pose. the right arm and shoulder moving down toward the floor strongly, while the right shin and foot press up toward the ceiling. And neither one of those energies overpowers the other, but they really meet each other with the same intensity. Take one more deep breath in. Exhale, lower the foot and let go of it, and release the right leg to the floor. Other side, bring the left knee into your chest, and then we're going to widen it outside of the upper body. Lift the head and shoulders, reach inside of your leg to grab the heel and lie back down. So left hand on the left heel. You can stay right here or take the second phase by reaching the foot up toward the ceiling. If you get to about a 90-degree bend here, that's really as far as you need to go. The goal is not to straighten the leg, but to keep the shape of the lunge here while lying on the back. The right leg is strong and straight, actively pressing down against the mat. Keep that hip grounded on the floor. One more deep breath in, and exhale, slowly lower the foot and let go of it. Good. From here, I want to come into a supported bridge pose. So if you have blocks or you have a bolster, we're going to use that to support the hips. If you don't have either of those things, once you lift up, you can tuck your palms underneath your sacrum and just support here on your palms. It's going to end up fatiguing in the forearms and hands, but it will take some of the effort out of the legs. So whatever you have to support the hips, just want to give the hip flexors a good stretch here again, so you can elevate using as much or little support as is comfortable to you. I've got a blanket and a bolster here that I'm going to use. And once you get settled, you can let your arms just float out to the side if you've got the support beneath you. And try and let go of any energy in the legs. So let your hamstrings release, let your hip flexors soften. And as you breathe here, see if you can let there be a moment of pause after every exhalation. Really feeling the force of gravity drawing down against the abdomen, kind of hollowing out for a moment before you refill and inhale. Take 5 more breaths here in supported bridge. And after those 5 breaths, press against your heels, lift the hips up, and take away whatever you are using to support the pose, and roll your hips back down. Okay, we're going to take one more recline posture here. We're going to use a strap for our hamstring sequence. So you're going to take your strap and slide your left leg down on the mat again. You bring your right knee to the chest. Reach up and take the strap around the ball of the foot, and once you've got that, lie back down. Press the foot against your strap and fully extend your leg. Use as much or as little strap as you need to accommodate your hamstring flexibility tonight. And once you've adjusted, use a really tight grip with your hands so that you can pull down against the strap and at the same time push up with the foot. Again, creating those opposing energies. Anchor your left leg and hip to the floor and breathe slowly and deeply here. And let's take the strap in the right hand only. Open the right leg out to the side. Your left arm can relax on the mat. And once you find your whole range of motion, we're going to hold at that point. Stay strong through the left leg and get a little more active through your core to stabilize the upper body. You might feel your lower abdominals and your obliques contract. Keep that breath nice and deep. Take one more deep breath in, and as you exhale, contract the leg and bring it up. Change hands. Right hand can relax on the mat, and we're going to cross the right leg over your hips toward the other side of your mat, keeping that leg really straight as it crosses and stopping at whatever point the intensity is strong enough for you. The leg that's on the ground can relax a little bit here, and keep the breath nice and steady. Next time you inhale, lift the leg back up, bend the knee down toward you and remove the strap and release that leg down to the floor. Good. Adjust the hips if they shifted at all. You want them centered below the shoulders, and then we'll switch. Bringing the left knee into the upper body and then putting the foot into the strap here. Once you've got it, lie down and extend that leg. Good, and just notice how this feels compared to your other side, and if you need to adjust your strap length if the hamstring flexibility is quite different. And again, tight grip, you're going to pull down against the strap at the same time that you push up against it with the left foot. And from here, hold both pieces of strap in the left hand only. Right arm can release to the floor as we open the left leg out to the side. Take your time and find your whole range of motion there, and then engage your core and keep securing that right leg and hip to the floor. Take 5 more breaths here. And the next time you exhale, contract that leg and bring it up. Change hands. Final position here, and across the left leg over the hips toward the right side of the mat. The right leg can relax, and the left arm is open down on the ground. The next time you inhale, lift that leg back up to the center, bend the knee toward you, and remove the strap from that foot. You can put that down, release the leg, and adjust your hips if they need to be. Hopefully both legs feel even. We're going to bring the knees into the chest and rock a little bit side to side, just massaging the back of the hips. And then we're going to start to rock along the length of the spine in order to come up. So tuck the chin and gradually build momentum, taking at least 3 or 4 full rocks to come all the way upright. And once you're upright, cross your ankles, lean forward, put the hands down, and step the knees back into table pose. You can adjust yourself so that you're toward the front of the mat, but you've got a little bit of space in front of you. From this table pose, adjust the knees so they're hip width apart. Walk your arms out in front of you and gradually let your chest, armpits, and head move down toward the floor as you extend the spine deeply for half downward facing dog. Press firmly against the heels of the hands and feel your arms get straight and active the way they would be in the full posture. And each time you exhale, try and pull your spine deeper into your upper body. The next time you inhale, lift your head back up and walk your hands back into table pose. Now let's step the right foot in between the hands for a low lunge. You can take blocks under your hands if you like. And we're going to slide the left knee farther back. Just sink down into the hips and let your upper body completely rest on the right thigh for now. From here, the next time you inhale, we're going to come up to a low crescent lunge. Lift the spine up and draw the arms over the shoulders. Find a single focal point here and stabilize the front leg by really pushing the foot into the floor. Good. Lift up out of the lower back, lift through the rib cage and the chest. The next time you exhale, take your left hand to the floor. Right arm's going to stay up for a spinal twist. Rotate from the navel all the way up the spine. And you can look wherever is comfortable. If it's not up at the right thumb, you can look straight ahead or even down. And I want your neck to feel like it's in a comfortable, easy position. Take one more deep breath in. And then exhale, release the right hand to the floor. Let's lift the back knee up off of the ground so that you're in a high lunge position. Press against the front foot and send the hips back as we extend the right leg, letting your upper body fold down and releasing the head. So your back heel is up off of the floor, and you're just on the ball of the back foot there. Take one more deep breath in. As you exhale, bend your right knee again. Bring the left knee down to the mat, and then rock the hips back in space. Step that foot out of the lunge. Let's switch sides. Left foot in between the hands. Right knee down. Walk it back a little more if you can, and then sink down into the hips here. Upper body resting on the left thigh. And then from here, inhale, come on up to that low crescent lunge. Once the spine is over the hips, extend through the arms and shoulders and start lifting upward all the way through the spine, engaging the upper back. One more deep breath in. Exhale the right hand to the floor as you twist. Keep reaching up with that left arm and look wherever is the most comfortable for your neck right now. One more breath in. Exhale, release. Hand to the floor. Lift the right knee up off of mat so that you're in the high lunge. Push against the front foot and send the hips back, extending the left leg. Let's gently fold forward. You can let your head and neck drop down. Just deep hamstring stretch here. One more deep breath in. Exhale, bend your left knee again. And from here, let's bring the right knee to the floor. Send the hips back and step out of that lunge. Then we're going to take half down dog one more time. Hips stay over the knees. Extend the arms forward and let the chest, armpits, and head move down toward the floor. Extend the spine as much as you can and actively push against the hands. Strong arms. Let's take 5 breaths here. And after those 5 breaths, inhale, lift your head, walk the hands back in. Let's bring the knees all the way together, point the toes and sit back on the heels, wrapping the arms around the legs for child's pose. Let your forehead come down. You can put a block there if the head doesn't touch the mat, and allow your shoulder blades to separate apart from each other and melt down toward the floor. Just letting go of that active energy from the arms and the upper back. Take 3 more breaths here in child's pose. And after those 3 breaths, reach your arms forward, lift yourself up off of the heels, and we're going to take full downward facing dog. Plant the palms shoulder width apart, tuck your toes and send your hips back, and then lift the knees and hips up. Adjust the feet a few inches apart, and feel free to bend the knees if the hamstrings are tight tonight. I want you to find that same length in the spine that you just had when we did the half version of the pose. Allow your head and neck to drop, gently tucking the chin toward the chest, and get strong and active through the arms and the upper back. 5 more deep breaths. One more inhalation, look forward. As you exhale, step your feet all the way up to the front of your mat. Bend the knees slightly and fold over your legs, standing forward bend. You can take your forearms behind your calves and hold the back of your ankles or your heels, and just connect your upper body to the front of the legs. And if there's a lot of space there, just bend your knees a bit more and see if that helps you lengthen your lower back more. Take 3 more breaths here. And then take your hands to the front of your lower shins. We're going to press against that point and lift the ribs away from the thighs, straightening the arms and the spine. Come to the flat back position. The spine is parallel to the floor below you. And if the hamstrings resist the pose, just keep the knees bent so that you can get as long as possible through your back. And let there be a bit of pressure against the shins. The more you press against them, the more you can glide the shoulder blades back. And I want you to hold this position in your back. Bring the hands to the waist. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, slowly press the hips forward, coming up in one smooth motion. Once you're standing, let the arms relax by your sides. And just stay here in mountain pose for a few breaths, rooting down through your feet, engaging the legs a little bit, and drawing up through the spine and down through the shoulders. Good. From here, the next time you inhale, reach the arms up over your head, gently gazing to the thumbs. Exhale like you're diving, forward fold. Hands to the shins, inhale to the flat back position. Exhale, bend the knees and touch the ground with your hands. Step your left foot all the way back so that you're in a high lunge position. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, step the right foot back, plank pose. One deep breath here. Exhale, put the knees down, bend the elbows, lower all the way to the floor. Point your toes and squeeze the shoulder blades back. Inhale, lift to a low or a high cobra pose. Exhale, roll back down. Inhale, press up to your knees. Exhale, send the hips back. Lift the knees up, down dog. Separate the feet a few inches apart. Let your head release down. One more deep breath in, look forward. Exhale, walk your feet up to the hands. Take as many steps as you need to get there. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, forward fold, dropping the head. Inhale, come all the way up, reaching over your head. Exhale, release the arms, mountain pose. Once more to get that other side. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, bend the knees, touch the floor. Step your right leg all the way back, landing in a high lunge. Good, once you're here, palms down, step your left leg back. Take a deep breath in here in plank. Exhale the knees down, bend your elbows, rest of the body to the floor. Point the toes, shoulders back. Inhale, cobra pose. Exhale, let it go. Inhale, push up to the knees. Exhale, hips back, lift up, downward facing dog. Take 5 deep breaths. One more breath in. Exhale, step the feet to the front of the mat. Inhale, flat back position. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, come all the way upright, reaching overhead. Exhale, release. Good, stand here in mountain pose. Again, slightly active in the legs. Drawing down through the shoulders, but up through the spine. And take a few breaths here to consciously slow down your exhalation. Good, once that breath feels calm, we're going to come into a standing balance pose. If you need to come off of your mat and move to a wall for support, you can go ahead. We're going to stand on the left leg first. We're going to take balancing crane followed by tree pose. And we're going to try and do one pose into the other, but if you need to reset, that's fine. So make sure your left heel is aligned underneath your hip. Get strong in that leg and bring your right knee up to your chest. Clasp the front of the shin and draw that knee toward you as you engage your lower back and start extending all the way up through your spine. Squeeze your left glute and the outer hip to keep that leg strong and supported. And then keep the knee as high as it is. Let go of it as you inhale and reach up. Good, from here, open your right knee out to the side as wide as you can, and then put the foot either below the knee or reach down, take the ankle and help bring the foot above the knee for tree pose. You can keep the arms up or take them out to the side or palms together in front of your heart, whatever version of the arms you like here. Good, keep the breath moving. Even if you come out of the pose, just mindfully reset. There's no rush to get back to where you were. Good, really nice, everybody. Exhale, lower the arms. If the foot is high, just help to release it from the leg, and then bring that leg down. Good, bend the knees a little bit, help to release those joints. And then we'll switch, standing on the right leg. Make sure that foot is lined up underneath the hip. Bend your left knee in toward you and just reach for the front of the shin. Draw it into the upper body as you get tall through the spine. Good, squeeze your right glute and outer hip. Feel your low back engage. Good, let's leave the knee as high as you can. Inhale, reach up through the arms. Good, keep that breath steady. Feel your hip flexor working to keep that leg where it is. And then let's open the left knee out to the side as wide as you can. Put the foot either below the knee or reach down, take the ankle, and help bring the foot to the inner thigh, tree pose. Good, everybody. Exhale, release. Help bring the foot away if it was in the inner thigh, and take that foot down. Bend the knees a little bit, rock the hips to let that one go. Good, I'm gonna have you come back to the front of the mat. We're gonna come through half of the sun salutation to get to the floor, and our next pose is going to be pigeon. So if you like to use props to support your hip, you can either have a blanket, bolster, or a block, whatever works for you. So let's come to the top of the mat here, standing in mountain pose. On an inhalation, reach the arms up. Exhale like you're diving, fold forward. Inhale to the flat back position. Bend the knees, exhale, and touch the floor. We're gonna walk it back to downward facing dog. Step the feet back, find that length for the pose, and then extend the arms and spine. Let's stay a few breaths here. Good, from here, bring your right knee in toward your chest. Look forward. You're gonna shift forward like plank and put the knee in between the hands. Once it gets there, slide the left leg back and then open the right knee out to a wider angle, about a 2 o'clock, if you imagine a clock face here at the top of the mat. So you get that knee a little wider, and that's gonna help you get the back leg a little bit lower. And if the hip stretches too much, you can support that with your prop. Let's stay upright for a few breaths. The hands can be slightly ahead of your front knee, maybe up on the fingertips or the knuckles if you want to give your wrists a break. And start to feel your sternum draw up and the shoulder blades draw down. So just a gentle arch in the back here. Trying to really let go in the right hip, giving into the stretch. And see if you can relax any muscles in the inner or outer thighs that might be holding here. One more deep breath in. As you exhale, start to lean forward. Tuck your chin to the chest and walk your hands out in front of you any amount. The lower you go at the upper body, the more intense you're going to feel the hip opening here. So you can pause at any level, or if you're comfortable coming to the floor, you can do that by extending the arms. And if the forehead doesn't touch the ground, feel free to fill that space with one of your props. Once you feel settled in the shape of this pose, close your eyes. We're going to be here about a minute for each side. And so I just want you to start out by scanning through your body and noticing if there's any areas that are holding or working that don't need to be right now. So especially in the shoulders or the neck, the jaw, the forehead. Let this pose be as passive as possible. And then just listen to and watch your own breath here. We'll take about 10 more. When you're ready to come out of the pose, start to lift yourself back to the upright position with the hands slightly ahead of your front knee. Tuck your back toes under and start to walk the back knee closer to the front leg, just inching it in. You should start to feel your upper body weight come more over the hands. At that point, lift the back knee and step back to downward facing dog. And then just alternate, bending each knee and rocking side to side through the hips, straightening the back with each leg a couple of times. It's going to help especially release the right leg that was in front in pigeon pose. And then from here, when you're ready, you're going to bring the left knee to your chest, look forward, shift like you're going to do plank, and then put the knee in between the hands as you slide the right leg back. Open the left knee out to about a 10 o'clock angle and slide back a little bit more and support the left hip if you like. And again, stay upright a few breaths. So hands somewhat in front of that left thigh, starting to lift through the sternum to gently arch the upper back and then glide down through the shoulder blades. Couple of breaths here. One more inhalation, exhale, walk it forward any amount, supporting yourself either on the elbows and forearms or all the way down with the head on the block or the mat. And once you feel settled where you are, gently close the eyes. And again, just start by scanning through your body if there's any areas of holding or tension that you could possibly let go of. Focus on that point so that this posture feels really gentle and easy. No extra effort. And if you're ready to come out, lift your head, walk your hands closer to the front leg and start to walk your back knee closer to the front leg until the shoulders are over the hands. Then push the floor and step up and back for the last time, downward facing dog. Rock side to side through each hip as you alternate bending the knees and stretching down through the back of the legs. Good, and then from here, lower the knees. I'm going to take child's pose one more time. You can bring the knees together, point the toes and sit back, and then wrap each of your arms around the legs, forehead on the floor or a block, and let the shoulders separate apart and sink down. Take 5 deep breaths here. And after those 5 breaths, you can bring your hands in front of your knees and lift yourself up. And we're going to end with final relaxation. If you have a bolster and a block, you can take the supported version of corpse pose tonight. So I'm going to grab one of my blocks here and lean the bolster up against it. So it'll be just a slight chest opening. So if you have that, you can take that here, and then you're going to sit on the floor with your hips right up at the edge of your bolster. Lie yourself down onto your back, and then adjust if you need to so that your low back is fully supported by the base of the bolster. And then you'll let your arms open out to the sides and allow the legs to slide down in front of you. And if you don't have this bolster, just get yourself comfortable on your back. You can either have your legs straight or your knees bent, whatever's more comfortable tonight. So take your time getting settled. And once you are in your reclined position, gently close your eyes. Take a deep breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. Let your jaw release and all the muscles in the face soften. Allow your neck to relax. And start to feel a heaviness down through the front of the shoulders, weighing them down to the floor, letting go of any holding in the upper back. Feel heavy through the elbows and the wrists, allowing the fingers to curl in naturally, completely relaxed through the hands. Just watch the rise and fall of your breath here. And allow your natural breath quality to return, no longer breathing deeply or purposefully, so that the abdomen can be completely relaxed. Imagine your spine decompressing into the floor, from the base of the neck all the way down to the sacrum. And every muscle that attaches at the spine gently softening and merging with the floor or with the bolster beneath you. Let the pelvis feel heavy. Allow the tops of the legs to relax. letting go of any remaining active energy from your quads or your hamstrings and the hip flexors. And let that heaviness move down the legs through to the knees, through to the ankles, and out the tips of the toes. Slowly bring your attention back to the surface and lengthen your breath. And in your own time, begin to move a little bit through the fingers and the toes, just starting to wake up your body. And then gently bend your knees, planting your feet on the floor. If you're on the bolster, just take care rolling down onto your mat. And we're all going to come into a fetal pose. Just pausing there briefly on your side. You can hug your knees in and support your head. And just take a moment to notice how you feel right now. And then with as little extra effort as possible, gently press yourself upright and take a comfortable seated posture with the eyes still closed. Once you are sitting, just take a moment to feel your spine lift and lengthen again. Let the shoulders relax down away from the ears and continue to breathe deeply to help re-energize the body. And we'll end our session chanting Om one time. If you'd like to join me, bring the palms together in front of the heart and take a deep breath in. Om. Exhale and gently bow your head, acknowledging yourself for making time to practice today and expressing gratitude to your own body. Thank you all so much for coming again tonight. Hope you enjoyed this class.